Hey guys, welcome back. Tributor here today with a new video. Today, a video about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the new EA Respawn single-player Star Wars game that just came out today. Now, what I want to talk about today is whether we should go to Zeffo or Dathomir first, and what sort of each has in store for you. But, just so you know, this is a completely story, major enemy, and just general spoiler-free video. You won't see anything about the story, any cool enemies, or really anything that is spoilery. Don't worry about that. The only thing that you're going to find out is what is on Zeffo or Dathomir that would make you want to go there and which one you should go to. So, to say that, let's start with when this quest comes up is after you finish Bogano, sort of the starter planet, Bogano, however it's pronounced. After you finish Bogano, they ask you whether you want to go to Zeffo or Dathomir first, and they make it very clear that you should go to Zeffo.
Pick anywhere except Dathomir. Hate that place.
They sort of say Dathomir is very scary, very bad, there's a lot of strong enemies, blah blah blah. And that's really the main choice that you're going to be making is, do you want to go to a much more difficult, harder area with a very good reward, or do you want to go to an easier place first, go through that, and then later on when you go to Dathomir you get there and it's a little easier for you. Now, for me, of course, when the NPCs say, oh, don't go to Dathomir, it's very difficult, don't go there, then, of course, I go there. So, if you are going to go to Dathomir, it is difficult there. I got many deaths in a certain area here. It's also very early in the game. You don't exactly know what you're doing. And with that, a little tip, just as a little cherry on top for you guys, the game doesn't really tell you this, but if you're in a combat with someone, especially like a humanoid, on this area there's a lot of enemies which is kind of sticks they're fucking beating you with. If you loop kind of around on them and go for the sort of hit in the back, backstab, Dark Soul-y kind of hit, where you hit them behind, this will do raw health damage instead of sort of stature stamina damage. As most enemies like this have a health bar and then a stamina bar, and if you're hitting them head on, you have to hit them a lot of times, and then you have to get one hit in and it refills their stamina, and it's sort of like a sludge of a fight. And I didn't even realize until like a good hour of dying to these guys that if you go and hit them in the back, you're doing raw health damage and you can kill them in like 10 seconds. It's much easier if you get a little bit of skill involved, and you do a lot better. Now anyways, Dathomir or Zeffo. If you go to Dathomir, it's going to be difficult. There's a strong enemy right when you get there. He's not that bad, but he's still very difficult. He's the hardest thing you'll have faced so far by far. If you beat him, this area is pretty linear, and you go through it, you get to the end, and at the end, this is where you get the thing that is good for going to Dathomir. You get the dual saber, the Maul saber, the Darth Maul double-edged saber. It's very cool, and it allows you to now switch between a single, regular, sort of classic Jedi lightsaber and a dual saber. Now, dual is weaker, but you can hit a large swath of enemies. If you have a bunch of, spiders or a lot of guys on you at once, you can hit a lot of them at once. It does less damage, but you can hit a wider array of them. I haven't even had my hands on it for very long now. I don't know if there's anything more to it than that. I still kind of like the normal one more, but of course it's fucking cool. It's very flashy, it's very cool looking. And most people like myself are like, hey, if there's a dual lightsaber, I want it right G-dang now. And this is the fastest, earliest point in the game that you can get it. Right away, second planet, bada bing, bada boom, you go to Dathomir, struggle through some guys for a little while, and you get it. I'm going to try and show you guys on the map now where you get it, but if you don't want to, if you're not interested in that, just know that it is at the very end. When you get to the end, instead of leaving after talking to this new character you meet, go below and under. I will now show you on the map where it is so that you better understand. Alright, so this is sort of the map of Dathomir, fully colored in as far as I could go for now. You have to come back later with a new move. But anyways, you get all the way through. This is sort of the second area. You swing across the vine, and you have to get through all of these tunnels. It's linear. You just keep going through and through and through until you get out to sort of this courtyard-y area. Now, out here, so you go through these tunnels, like I said, you get out to here, and once you get out here, you meet a new character called the Wanderer. He'll talk to you, there'll be a little bit of banter, a cutscene out in this area, and you will not be able to continue any further. That red wall, you can't go there. But if you go down and under, there'll be a yellow doorway you'll kind of see on your map if you haven't been there. This is where the bench is, this workshop bench. You go there, you interact with it. There's not really any hullabaloo at all. You interact with it, and you get the double saber. It's as easy as that. And then you go from being a nerdy little nerd baby boy, one single smacker like this little dingus. Now you got yourself what we like to call a double-edged dingus, a double smacker for smacking 2 times the boys. And you do all the spins and the flips and the, the whatnot, the dual saber magic. And yeah, that's the way to get to it. You just get all the way through, you meet the character, and then you kind of turn around, go under and below, and there's the bench. And yeah, anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. A lot of the stuff I've seen is saying, hey, you might want to go to Zeffo. It's a lot easier. It's, the safer option. It's more in line with the story. And I do agree with that point. If you don't care about getting the double saber, it really, as far as I can tell, doesn't make the game that much crazier or easier. I'm sure it'll be helpful for, like, swarm enemies like spiders, like I said. But if you don't care about the double saber, I would recommend going to Zeffo because it is the area that continues the story, where Dathomir has really no story yet. You have to come back later on, as far as I can tell. But with Zeffo, you go there, it continues the story, and it's a continuation of the difficulty. It goes from easy to a little bit harder instead of going from easy to much harder. But if you are experienced with these kind of games and you're fine with dying a few times, then I would say hit up Dathomir. You might as well anyways. You'll see some cool new enemies, and you'll get through this area and you'll get yourself a nice reward at the end, a double lightsaber. You'll look very cool. And you have to come back there anyways later on, so it's not that great, but there is a shortcut that you can get as well that'll save you time later too. So for me, I went to Dathomir. It was very hard. It made me a little bit annoyed, but it's cool that you get the double saber much earlier. That said, if you don't go to Dathomir and you do go to Zeffo and you never come back to Dathomir until it makes you, you will still get the dual saber in a different area through the story naturally. It's just much later. So Dathomir is not the only way, it's just the first and fastest way. So if you don't want to go there, if you want to just have a more crafted, easier experience, go to Zeffo. You will get the dual saber eventually, just not as fast. Anyways, I hope this helps you guys out there, and if it did, feel free to leave a like. I would appreciate it very much. I'm going to maybe make a few more videos about this game. I'm actually pretty interested by it. I like it a lot. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I do like Soulsborne games, and I'm really digging this one so far. Hopefully it keeps me happy for a long time here, and if it does, maybe expect a few more videos. So if you do want to see more of those, feel free to subscribe, maybe check out the Discord. All that stuff I really appreciate. Comment below if you need any more clarification, or if this helped you, or if you even have any tips that I should see and that others should see to help out anyone looking around down there in the comments. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.